What is profitability index? Profitability index, it's a ratio that we are using to identify the profitability of a certain project. So using the profitability index, normally what we will be doing is we'll be comparing the initial investment with the returns that particular project is generating. So how to use this profitability index? What are the uses of this profitability index? Let's get that understanding. So before moving into how to use the profitability index, you should know how to calculate the profitability index. I told you profitability index is a ratio where you are comparing your initial investment versus the return you are generating from that particular project. Actually, there are two ways that you can calculate the profitability index. So one method that we are using to calculate the profitability index equals your present value of future cash flows should be divided from the initial investment. Present value of future cash flows should be divided from the initial investment. Or to calculate the profitability index, you can use NPV of the project divided from the initial investment. So you can use both the formulas, both the ratios to calculate the profitability index. So let me take an example. I am telling you there is a project. The project is, let's assume, project A, and they have given this particular project, will assume for 5 years: year 0, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. So year 0, normally you will have your investment. Then after that, each operation, by doing the business, you will generate some cash flows. By multiplying these values from the discounting factors, what you will get? You will get the present values. So here you will get a negative present value. All these are what? All these are, you will get the positive present values. Okay. So if you take the addition of all the negatives and positives, what you will get? You will get the net present value. So here we are not going to learn about the net present value. You should have the knowledge of NPV before getting into the profitability index. Okay. So let's take the first formula. Let's assume in this particular example, the investment that I am making, it is $100,000. Okay. Investment that I am making is $100,000. Normally in year 0, the discounting factor is 1. Then the present value of the cash outflow, the investment that you are making is $100,000. Okay. And we'll assume the present value of all the cash flows that you are generating, future cash flows that you are generating. We'll assume this one as maybe 120,000. 120,000. Okay. So I have given you some information here. Now let's calculate the profitability index using the method 1 and using the method 2. So let me use a different color. First one, I have given present value of future cash flows. So present value of future cash flows, how much is that? 120,000. Okay. Divided from the initial investment, how much is that? 100,000. Then here you are getting a value of 1.2. Then here what you have to understand, your profitability index, understand your profitability index is 1.2. That means for each and every dollar that you are investing in such project, you will be generating a present value of cash flow of how much? $1.2. For each and every dollar that you are investing, you are generating a present value of future cash flow of how much? $1.2. So from this, what is the understanding that you should get? Look at this particular example. You are generating more present values of future cash flows than what you are investing. So indirectly from this, what is the understanding that you can get, my dear students? If the profitability index is more than 1.2, that indicates your NPV is a positive NPV. That indicates what? Your NPV is a positive NPV. You look at this particular example. Investment is 100,000. Present values of future cash flows. How much is that? 120,000. So you are getting an NPV of how much? Plus 20,000. Right? Negative 100,000, positive 120,000. Net of these two values is how much? Plus 20,000. So here you got a profitability index of 1.2. So it indicates what? You will be generating a positive NPV. So we can apply the same numbers for this particular formula as well. So in this formula, what are we finding? We are not finding how much present value of future cash flow that you are generating. What are we finding from this formula? For the investment that you are making, how much NPV are you generating? So here in this particular example, your NPV is how much, my dear students? 20,000. Initial investment is how much? 100,000. So here you are getting a value of how much? 0.2. So understand, these are two different things. What is the meaning of this 0.2? Each and every dollar that you are investing in this particular project, it will generate you a 0.2 NPV. It will generate you 0.2 NPV. Here, what is the meaning of this? Each and every dollar that you are investing, it will generate you a present value of future cash flow of how much? 1.2. So you can use both the formulas to calculate the profitability index. When are we using these formulas? How we can use these formulas? We will be getting that learning in this particular video itself. Not now, when we are doing the next few questions. So let me take another example for this one. This time I am telling present value of future cash flows 90,000. Now let's apply these numbers to the formula. We'll apply these numbers to this particular formula. So present value of future cash flows, how much? Here you have 90,000. Your initial investment is how much? 100,000. Then what is the profitability index that you are getting? For this particular example, 0.9. For this particular example, the profitability index that you are getting 0.9. So if your profitability index is less than 1, understand. What does that mean regarding your NPV? Look at this. Present value of outflow investment is 100,000. Present value of inflows only positive 90,000. Then what is the net present value? Negative 10,000. Net present value is negative 10,000. So you are not generating enough return at least to cover your investment in today's value term. So understand, if your profitability index is less than 1, what does that mean? Your NPV is negative. Now in this example, NPV is negative. Investing 100,000, present values of future cash flows only 90,000. So what is the meaning of this 0.9? Again, understand, for each and every dollar that you are investing, in return, present values of future cash flows, you are generating only 0.9. Not enough. That's why you are ending up with getting a negative impact. For same thing, I am taking another example. Here, not 90,000. Let's take 100,000. Present values of future cash flows, 100,000. So here, 100,000. How much is the profitability index that you are getting? 1. So what is the meaning of that 1? What is the understanding that you have to get with regarding the NPV? Your investment is 100,000. Present values of future cash flow is 100,000. NPV then how much? So in such a situation, your NPV is how much? 0. So here you are getting the first learning. If you are using this formula, present values of future cash flow divided from the initial investment, if you are using that formula, if your profitability index is more than 1, that means NPV is positive. If the profitability index is less than 1, that means NPV is negative. If the profitability index is 1, that means NPV is 0. Now for you all to get a better understanding, let's get into a question. We'll do this particular question. Here I have given you two projects. Present values of future cash flows of the project A 125,000, initial investment 100,000. Project B present value 600,000, initial investment 550,000. Which project should be selected based on the profitability index? Huh? Based on the profitability index. So we'll use the first formula. What is the first formula that we learned? Profitability index equals present values of future cash flows divided from the initial investment. Okay, initial investment. Okay. Here you have the present values of future cash flows. How much? 125,000. Initial investment is how much? 100,000. Then here what's the answer that you are getting? 1.25. 1.25. So 1.25 means what with regarding NPV? NPV is positive. Obviously, here see, initial investment is 100,000. Investment is a negative one. Present values of future cash flows 125,000. So this will lead to an NPV of how much? Plus 25,000. Okay. So here I am getting an answer of 1.25. Let's do it for the project B also. Project B 600,000 and initial investment is how much? 550,000. Then how much is the profitability index that I am getting? 600,000 divided from 550. I am getting a value of 1.09. 1.09. So what is the meaning of this 1.09? For each and every dollar that you are investing in the project B, it will generate you a present value of future cash flow. How much is that? 1.09. So you just think and see, each and every dollar that you are investing in the project A, it will generate you a present value of future cash flow of 1.25. Project B is generating 1.09. So if you are taking the decision based on the profitability index, you have to select project A or project B. Yes, you have to select the project A. So from this particular question, what is the learning that you should get? Always we should select the project which is having the higher profitability index. So same calculation can be done using the second formula also. So what is the second formula that we learned? NPV divided from the initial investment. NPV divided from the initial investment. Here in this project, what is the NPV? Plus 25,000. In this project, what is the NPV? Plus 50,000. Plus 50,000. So here 25,000 divided from 100,000. What's the answer that we are getting? 0.25. Profitability index is 0.25. Here 50,000 is the NPV because initial investment is negative, present values of future cash flows are positive, so the net amount is plus 50,000. Divided from the initial investment, how much is that? 550,000. 550,000. So here what's the value that I am getting? 50 divided from 550. I am getting a value of 0.09. 0.09. So here what's the understanding that you should get? In this particular project, for each and every dollar that you are investing, you will generate a NPV of 0.25. Here for each and every dollar that you are generating, you will generate an NPV of only 0.09. In this particular formula, what are you getting? For each and every dollar that you are investing, how much is the present value of future cash flow that you are generating? 1.25 and 1.09. So somehow when you are taking a decision using the profitability index, always you have to take the decision with the highest profitability index. But there is a one problem with the profitability index. What you have to understand, this method can be used if the projects are divisible only. If the projects are indivisible, normally we are not using the profitability index. Normally we are using something called trial and error method. So what is the difference between divisible and indivisible? So let's take an example. You have to purchase a machine. Okay. You have only $100,000 with you. You have only $100,000 with you. Okay. The machine value is 200,000. The machine value is 200,000. Now, can you go to the shop? Can you give the 100,000? Can you cut the machine into half and bring only a half? You can't do like that. You can't do like that. If you are investing, how much you have to invest? 200,000, but you have only how much? 100,000. So you are giving that 100,000, cutting the machine into the half and bringing one half. You can't do like that. If you are investing, you have to invest all 200,000. So those kind of projects we will call it as indivisible projects. So for indivisible projects, normally we are not using the profitability index. We will be using the trial and error method. I'll be covering that one in a different video. Okay. If the projects are divisible, like if you can divide the investment into different pieces, okay, we will call those projects as divisible projects. So profitability index is normally something we are using mainly for divisible projects. So for you all to get a better understanding, let's move to another question. Okay. Here I have given you 4 projects, project A, B, C, D. Availability of the funds 300,000. Projects are divisible. Calculate the maximum NPV. So if they ask you to calculate the maximum NPV, always what I recommend for my students, use the second formula. Okay. So let's calculate the maximum NPV that you can earn. Your availability of the funds are limited to 300,000. That means your capital is limited. There is a capital rationing here. You have 4 different projects. These are the amounts that you should invest. Project A 100,000, Project B 200,000, Project C 90,000, Project D 250,000. So if you are proceeding with all the projects in total, how much you need? 100,000, 300,000, 550, 550, 590, 640,000. If you are proceeding with all the projects, you need $640,000. But you have only $300,000. Then how are you going to proceed with all the projects? Using $300,000, you can proceed with only certain projects, right? So what are the best projects that you should proceed with in order to maximize your NPV? What is the maximum NPV that you can generate? So first what you should do in such a calculation, you have to calculate the profitability index. So let's calculate the profitability index. You know how to calculate it. NPV divided from the investment. So NPV is 50,000, investment is 100,000. Then here I am getting a value of 0.5, if not 0.50, whatever it is. I'll write it as 0.50. Okay. And the next one, project B, NPV is 70,000, investment is 200,000. So 70,000 divided from 200,000, I'm getting a value of 0.35. 0.35. Okay. Next one, project C, NPV is 40,000, investment is 90,000. Then the value that I am getting is 0.44. 0.44. And the next one, NPV is 100,000, investment is 250,000. So 100,000 divided from 250,000, I am getting a value of 0.40. So what are the meanings of these values? Each and every dollar that you are investing in project A, it will generate your NPV of 0.5. Each and every dollar that you are investing in project B, it will generate your NPV of 0.35. Likewise, here 0.44, here 0.40. Now let's do the ranking. If you rank these projects using my money, first I will invest in the project A. First, I will invest in the project A. And second, I will invest in the project C. Third, I will invest in the project D. Then finally, if there is anything remaining only, I will move to the project B. Okay. Now everyone understand how much money that I have. 300,000. So using this 300,000, what is the maximum return that I can get? Okay, I have 300,000. People listen. So first, using this 300,000, I will invest in the project A. In project A, how much I will invest? 100,000. Project A, I will invest 100,000. Okay. By investing 100,000, how much NPV I will generate? I will generate an NPV of 50,000. Good. Then out of the 300,000 money that I have, out of the 300,000 money that I have, 100,000 is already invested. The balance is how much? Only 200,000. Okay. Now I am going to the second project. This project is done. Next one, I will go to the project C. Next one, I will go to the project C. Okay. Project C, it is the rank 2. For the project C, how much I will have to invest? 90,000. Investment amount is 90,000. Okay. By investing 90,000, how much NPV I can generate? I can generate an NPV of 40,000. Okay. So we are done with that project also. Project C also done. Then what is the remaining from the 200,000? I have invested another 90,000. So the remaining is only 110,000. Okay. Out of the 300,000, I have invested 100,000 for the project A and I have invested 90,000 for the project C. 190 is gone. We have only another 110,000. Now we are going to the next project. What is the next project? The project is project D. Can we invest entire amount for the project D? Can't. We can't invest. Why is that? We have only 110,000. We have only 110,000. Project D needs 250,000. Since these projects are divisible, not a problem. I told you, if it is indivisible, you have to invest all 250. Here in this question, I am telling the projects are divisible. If you want to invest only 50,000, you can invest. If you want to invest 100,000, you can invest. If you want to invest 110,000, you can invest because the projects are divisible. If it is indivisible, you have to invest all 250,000. So here, since the projects are divisible, not a problem. I have only 110,000. So let's invest that 110,000. Let's invest that 110,000 in which project? In the project D. So my money is over. 0. The 110,000 that I am investing, how much NPV it will generate me? Understand. What is the meaning of this 0.40? Each and every dollar that I am investing, it will generate me an NPV of 0.40 for each and every dollar. Then $2, 0.8. $3, 1.2. Likewise, how many dollars am I investing? $110,000. So for each and every dollar, I'm generating how much? 0.4. If not 0.40. For each and every dollar, I am generating an NPV of 0.40. Likewise, how much I am investing? $110,000. $110,000. Then how much it will generate me? For each dollar, it is 0.4. Likewise, $110,000, it will generate me an NPV of 44,000. It will generate me an NPV of 44,000. Now my money is finished. Over. From the 300,000, invested 100,000 in the project A, invested 90,000 in project C because that is the ranking 2, the second best project. Then third best project is the project D. I need 250,000 for the project D, but I have only 110,000. Since it is divisible, I am investing only 110,000. That 110,000 will generate me how much? 44,000. Why is that? Each and every dollar that I am investing in the project D, it will generate me an NPV of how much? 0.40. So using my $300,000, what is the maximum NPV that I can generate? What is the maximum NPV that I can generate? 50,000 plus 40,000 plus 44,000. So what is the maximum NPV that I can generate? $134,000. So using this 300,000, the maximum NPV that you can generate is 134,000. If you can find a better NPV than this, post a comment. I would challenge you, you will not be able to find a better NPV than this. This is the maximum NPV that you can earn using this $300,000 if you invest in these projects. So I hope you like this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not subscribed the channel, please make sure to subscribe the channel, and you can watch my future videos if you click the bell icon as well.